Here with Chris Canty, we are going viral. Cam Newton is one of the more polarizing players on the field. Often his fashion choices are the highlight off the field. He did not disappoint yesterday. Sorry, Dusty made a really funny joke in my ear.
Quarterback that can rock a brimless hat like Cam. He cut the brim off his hat? Oh, I like that.
What is going on with Cam?
Man.
He's a good-looking fella now. That's a man. That dude got a body on him. Hey, Cam, do your thing, bro.
Cam looks good.
We got to remind the audience what Greg Olsen promised us. Greg Olsen promised us that if Cam throws for 400 yards, Greg Olsen will wear Cam's post-game outfit to a press conference. We're going to hold him to that.
Wow.
Yeah,
that'd be really
live on television.
With Cam commenting on the Panthers Instagram post, "Hey, Arnold swag."
No. Hey, Arnold.
Yeah.
Not the.
Hey, Arnold.
Hey, Arnold.
Hey, Arnold. That's the name of the television
right?
show. Jenna, you're really having a tough time.
Go ahead.
It's not hey. It's not some lady on the street catcalling some dude named Arnold. Hey, Arnold. What's going on? It's a kid show. You ain't out here watching Team Umizoomi. It's Hey, Arnold. Swag.
I didn't know that.
Because
you see, fun.
But Cam writes in wingdings because for some reason we don't know. But look at the dude's hat. The
Nick,
cartoon
you would never allow me to send a message to you like that.
No,
I sent you a couple emojis. You called me. It's like, hey, man.
Yeah. And
chill on the emoji,
Cam's
old guy.
using a two-finger emoji.
Like, okay.
The emoji you sent me ain't got two fingers
that
in
software update. It had all those new emojis
but I got it hooked up now, though.
Yeah.
All right, on to the Cowboys, who in Week 4 finally did what everyone who isn't Jason Garrett was hoping they would do: give Zeke the ball. The third-year back recorded a season-high 25 rushing attempts last week. Cowboys are now 8-1 when Zeke receives 25-plus carries in his career. Here's what he had to say about his workload yesterday.
I was banged up, but I mean, it's football. That's what it is. I'm young. I got fresh legs, and I'm gonna get the ball as much as I can. Everything that we accomplished last Sunday, last week, it really means nothing if we don't come out and repeat it or build on it and get better next week. So I mean, we just gotta. We got. Look at what we did last Sunday and fix what we did wrong and praise ourselves for what we did well, but we can't be content with that. We got to do that week in and week out if we want to be a good team in this league.
Chris Canty, you were one of the people saying it. If this is how the Cowboys are going to win, they're going to have to go through their best player, and they did. How do Ezekiel Elliott and the Cowboys offense now match up against this Texans defense on Sunday?
Well, I think they match up well because they're going to run the football. And you look at that Texans defense, it's a shell of its former self. They're not playing at the level that we thought that they would be coming into this season when you think about the additions plus the guys coming back healthy. But when you look at this Dallas Cowboys team, we've been begging for them to get Ezekiel Elliott the ball. Not only the 25 rush attempts, but also the 4 touches in the passing game. 29 total touches for 240 yards. I mean, that's the impact that Zeke has on that offense, being able to make that play in the passing game late that set up that score where they could actually put that game on ice against the Lions. You need Ezekiel Elliott to go out there and be that difference maker. Nick, you always talk about force multipliers. Ezekiel Elliott is the only guy on that Cowboys offense that the opposing defense has to game plan for. He's the only guy. So you've got to be able to, if you're the Cowboys, find a way to get him the ball in situations where he can make people miss and do what he does best, which is keep the chains moving, being able to sustain drives, and then hopefully being able to score once you get in the red zone. I don't trust Dak Prescott as a volume passer. I think that's shown through the first 4 weeks of the season. He has not evolved the way that we thought he would.
Because he has no one to throw the ball to.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but even in one-on-one situations, Dak has not done a great job of getting the receivers the ball, particularly outside the numbers down the field. But one thing I can trust with this offense is that Ezekiel Elliott, when he has the ball in his hands, can make something happen.
And I fully agree with that. Coaching staff's just going to have to go against some of your most natural football instincts, which are, oh, the other team's got 8 in the box. The other team is daring me to throw the football. The other team has me in single high safety, man-to-man, the whole game. Still run the ball. Do not stop running the ball until the Texans show you they can stop you running the ball. Because when they're watching film this week, you know what they're going to see against the Houston Texans? Every quarterback lighting them up. They're going to see the Houston Texans pass defense not make a single play. Allow 11 touchdowns, only make 1 pick. A 115 quarterback rating allowed by this Texans defense. So coaching staff might be thinking, you know, This could be a game.
Fight it.
This could be a game that Dak's coming off his best game. We need to get our wide receivers some confidence. It's national television, Sunday night. No. No. Just keep handing Zeke the football. Like that, give your best player the ball as many times as possible until the other team shows they can stop it.
And don't get consumed with the rest of the NFL. This 2018, like we know it's going to be a special year, especially offensively. We know a huge emphasis as far as rushing the passer, falling on the quarterback, so they're trying to take care of the offense. They've changed the rules as far as catching the football. They make it easier. You don't have to survive the ground. Well, to me, that's stupid. You're playing on the ground. Like, that's the thing. That's the playing surface. But, yeah, Raj, I know. Yeah, NFL, I understand. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Yeah, good job. Yeah. So the Dallas Cowboys, their struggle is what everyone else is thriving at doing. So, man, you have to fight that feeling. You're going to look at a lot of film in the Texans secondary. You're going to be like, man, these dudes are not a threat. Like, we're getting ready to pass the ball outside. We're getting ready to march up and down. But you need to fight that feeling that Nick's telling you, because your path to victory is playing great defense, turning them over, which they can get after Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Force some turnovers, that bad offensive line that they have, and run the football. That's every game that they have. That's the Dallas Cowboys recipe to trying to win. And now going against this Texans team, that their defense, they got some serious problems. You got to be able to force their secondary later in the game. After you've run it, then you try to put them away with the passing game in Dallas. I believe that's the best way for them on Sunday.
You mentioned it earlier that they did try to get him more in a pass-catching role, Zeke. Do we see more of that on Sunday?
Well, I think they're going to have to be creative in terms of making sure he gets the volume of touches that he needs in order to impact the game. And sometimes that's going to mean swing passes out of the backfield, being able to run wheel routes and throw him the ball when he's got favorable matchups. Those types of things, I think they've got to implement more in their offense. And we heard Ezekiel Elliott talk about that in the preseason, wanting to be more of a receiving threat out of the backfield. I don't care how they get him the ball. They just got to get the ball in his hands, because he's the only guy that can be a difference maker for him. And you looked at that Texans defense a few weeks ago against a Giants offense that can't run the ball consistently, and they ran the ball consistently against the Texans. So I think this is a favorable matchup with that offensive line of the Dallas Cowboys and Ezekiel Elliott. They can get on track. They've got to stick to the script, though, like Nick said. Run the football. Even when you got 8- and 9-man fronts, run the football. Because guess what? You got a talented running back that can make people miss. Even if you got an unblocked defender in the box, he can still make somebody miss and gain positive yards.
But from a creative standpoint, Jenna, you are right. They need to be able to graduate from elementary things and put Zeke in a little more sophisticated passing. And that is up to Jason Garrett, and that's up to Scott Linehan. If they don't do that, then they're at fault for doing that. So we've seen Zeke. It's just like anything else. You give young kids an assignment to do. Once they get that right, man, you grow their assignment. You grow them from that. Like, we know Zeke. Zeke said after the game, yeah, we did this in practice a few times, but they ain't really throw me the ball. I ain't know if they was going to do it. But you can see Zeke. Zeke has such acceleration off the line of scrimmage. In that route last week, that linebacker did not have a chance. His release was nice and tight off the line, and he escaped them because he can run. Grow him in the passing game, and I believe that's what Dallas, and that's what we should see out of them against the Texans D.
Chris, thanks for hanging out with us today. Much appreciated. Got to take a break. Coming up, is LeBron still the best player in the NBA? We discuss that next on First Things First.
I got to apologize for him, man. He don't understand the Giants and everything. Last dude yelled at you. I know what happened.